that one Thursday. We're live. Welcome back to Chatterbox, 103 Curiouser and Curiouser. What was it? Oh, I wanted to lead with something funny, but this just happened today. And so I thought I would just mention it just because it's a big, it's going to get mentioned a lot. Probably in the news. There was at the Capital Gazette newspaper in Annapolis, Maryland, there was a shooting.
Oh, Jesus.
It looks like 4 people were at least injured. They haven't really released if there's any that are dead. Oh, it doesn't specifically say 4. I saw 4 in a lot of places, so I don't know how accurate that is.
Yeah, it's tough.
At this point, yeah, there's going to be so much bullshit.
Yeah, it's especially early on, dude.
Yeah.
People are going to start acting like, people are going to throw shit around. People are going to report it as fact. And, it's going to be a bit before we find out anything definitive.
Yeah, well, the only thing we have for sure is from the Phil Davis is the police, one of the police people that's dealing with it. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, he's a reporter at the newspaper. Gunman shot through glass door to the office and opened fire on multiple employees. Can't say much more and don't want to declare anyone dead, but it's bad.
Wow.
So that's all they really have. The police are not really releasing anything. I think they have him in custody. So it's not an active shooting at this point. But, hopefully as many people as can survive.
Yeah.
Sheriffs did say that multiple people were killed, but, then again, let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see the official report in a day or two when they finally come out with all the details.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man. One thing's for sure, though. I'm sure the person's mental health had nothing to do with it.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt whatsoever that it's something to do with mental health. Let's not pretend anything different.
Yeah.
You don't do that if you're a mentally sound individual. That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah. And how many, what do you think the over-under is on how many politicians are going to talk about not politicizing it before immediately politicizing it?
Man, there's all sorts of people already politicizing it. I found it because it was one of the crazy fucking dynamic delusional duo from my state. I forget if it was Pelosi or Waters, but one of them was like, this is unconscionable, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, look, lady, people commit crimes. You can't just stop crime because you take away one tool. It's not going to make a difference. Well, not only that, but you can't fucking put the cat back in the bag as far as guns are concerned in the U.S. It's silly to think that you can.
It's silly to think that the citizens would allow it.
Or that it's even possible.
Right.
There's so many guns out there that you would just never get them all. Even if 90% of the citizens were sure, and handed them over, there'd still be a million guns out there.
Right. Yeah. There's way more guns than people at this point here.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter, yeah. Well, and the 10% of people who'd be no would definitely probably have multiple firearms. So
yeah, there'd be plenty of arsenals out there, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
And plenty of people to man the arsenal or whatever.
Well, and then you also get the people who think that there's such a thing as an assault rifle, which is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
There are rifles and there are pistols.
Yeah.
There are long guns and short guns. That's really all there is. You can take any rifle and modify it in the same way that a lot of people have modified AR-15s to be just as dangerous, if not, in many cases, far more dangerous. You can do the same with handguns. You can buy rigs and take a 38 pistol, a magazine-fed 38 pistol, turn it into a rifle and make it as dangerous as an AR-15 that's fully automatic. I mean, it's not... it's just not realistically possible to take away a threat by taking away one kind of gun because they're so easily modifiable. Yeah. Anybody who wants to do that kind of damage is going to do that kind of damage. It's not going to be like, well, we took away these specific rifles. Yeah,
yeah. Nobody ever uses pistols in these situations.
Yeah, oh no, that doesn't ever happen.
It's almost always handguns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most of the really the big numbers are all handguns for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, thinking that's going to solve the problem is just fucking ridiculous, man. Like, dude, go back. How many mass shootings would be prevented if you? Well, again, none of them. Like, dude, it's going to fucking happen. It sucks. But again, especially if you're not going to focus at all on the mental health aspect, you know, I guarantee you most of these people, you know, especially like the guy in the Florida school shooting, there's plenty of warnings, dude. These people should have been getting a lot more, you know, probably locked away, dude. Honestly,
you don't pay a hammer to build your house,
right?
You know, you pay a guy that uses a hammer to build your house. That's reality. Yeah. The gun didn't do it; it's people did. So if your focus is on guns, you're not changing anything. Your focus has to be on people and how do we resolve, or how do we somehow find these people before they get to that level of danger, and either take them out of society or help them so that they're not that dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, that's the
ultimate question. Thing to be, or therapy, or you know, whatever, dude.
Yeah. It's like if you got a fucking, caught a taxi cab, you turned around and stuffed a bunch of money in the seat and just left. The driver's going to be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Yeah, you can't attribute to inanimate objects the ability to act them on their own. Oh, what was it? This was crazy. So there's a couple things I wanted to go through that were just like fucking ridiculous stories I saw. Netflix apparently didn't catch like one of the films being like essentially child porn. So it's like an art film from like where was it? It's
some Eastern European country.
No, Argentinian.
Oh,
and
oh wow, okay.
And it's a movie called it's the name of the film is Deseos, or Desire if you translate it to English. And it starts with a couple of like young girls. One of them is like masturbating while the other one watches her. And like it's like, so I don't know that that's necessarily child pornography or just really stupid art house nonsense, but in the United States, it pretty clearly falls under the laws of child pornography.
Right.
So it's but then again, Netflix, how many things do they get put up on a daily basis? And like, but you would think that they would have at least one person watch the full film in each case.
Yeah. But whoever submitted it, you know, some kind of checklist thing says like, if there's no, you know, kids doing anything sexual, or you know what I mean, like a checklist of shit that the people submit films for Netflix have to fucking sign off on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's 7 and 9. Are the ages of the girls or whatever, supposedly. I don't know what the actual ages of the actresses are. But to me, honestly, it smacks of like somebody made a deal and got a bunch of different films from a bunch of like foreign countries, and like they just didn't have anybody watch them.
Right.
Like what they need to do is they're like, okay, we're gonna actually have to have an actual human being watch all these films and say,
yeah.
I mean, clearly,
even if they
fly in the U.S., I mean, I can see it flying in a lot of other countries. I'm sure that they're just like, well, it's art, it's not real. But yeah, it's not going to fly here.
Yeah. A little weird as far as claiming it's art.
Huh?
Yeah, I like to think I'm pretty lenient on what I can could consider art.
Well,
It's pretty fucking weird, but
all we know is the part that everybody finds offensive. We don't know what any of the context is, and I didn't like
right.
check it out and watch the film, so I don't know like how graphic is it really? Is it graphic or just really suggestive?
Right. Like, is it alluded to and like?
Oh, it's still on
know,
Netflix. Okay, I have no idea. We have Red Molly in the chat. So it's still on Netflix. Well, then I guess it's still being debated, I guess, with the legal people. I don't know, man. That's a trip.
Yeah.
I think they'd take it down.
Something that's just simulated, that's kind of different. You know what I mean? It's still kind of weird, but I can see that being considered art as opposed to like, actual porn. Like you're actually showing the act and showing,
like for what I'm saying is it all depends on the context. Is this a movie about people coming of age, or is this like some sort? I mean, like, what is there's multiple contexts in which that might not necessarily be as offensive. Right. Metal Man, hey, what's up? But you would think somebody would have watched that and said, okay, this is definitely going to be questionable. Let's run this by our lawyers.
Yeah, and also put a disclaimer.
And there's a bunch of films that are essentially grandfathered in that were, what do you call it? That basically are like child porn, but what do you call it? Sort of got grandfathered in under being considered art.
Wow.
Like some pretty graphic shit. I was watching a YouTube video where this guy was talking about it, and he was like, this is like, it's kind of crazy, but these are these classic films that everybody's like okay with, but they're extremely inappropriate and like would never go by now, but they're so old that nobody even really thinks about it anymore.
So I guess if you're going to have child porn in a movie, you better have done it a long, long time ago.
Well, I mean, I think one of the most famous ones is, I want to say it's called Pretty Baby or something. It's, I think Brooke Shields as a child who's growing up in a whorehouse and essentially like being turned into a whore or being filmed or taken like nude photography and stuff like that. Like all sorts of weird shit, but she's just like a 10 or 11-year-old kid running around naked who's apparently going to get auctioned off. Like her virginity gets auctioned off over and over to a bunch of different people in different cities.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's real weird. Like it's a creepy concept. Like the whole thing is kind of creepy, but like that's not illegal apparently.
That's pretty
from
crazy.
Like the 70s, so apparently that makes it okay.
So that's the cutoff.
Yeah,
anything
idea, man.
80, dude, you're in big trouble. But before that, you're cool.
Yeah, the whole thing is crazy. It's like there was like this big fucking boom of a lot of people making that kind of film because I guess like the film industry goes through fads, so I guess they were just pushing that envelope in like the 70s.
Right.
So
like fucking messing with taboos, basically.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff the guy was talking about was pretty fucking like not really anything other than inappropriate.
Right. Like shit that just can't possibly fall under the guise of art, basically.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But most of that was like Eastern European, like you were suspecting. Let's see here. This was a fucked up one that I saw. Cause it's like this all in one thread, so like this will be the last sort of like child abuse story. Sounds so good. But the head of a prominent charity that campaigns against child abuse was arrested for trying to arrange to rape multiple children as young as 2 years old. So Joel Davis, 22, was arrested in New York Tuesday on child sex abuse charges. So it was the International Campaign to Stop Rape and Gender Violence and Conflict.
Jesus, dude.
So yeah, essentially the FBI sent undercover agents and they got explicit videos of young children out of him and stuff like that. So
yeah,
back and forth, I guess.
Yeah. That's how things work in America. Anybody that's really railing against, not everybody, but it seems to be pretty frequent that people that rail against whatever moral thing is, they're fucking doing that shit.
Well, and it's interesting. It seems to be a big push on the left now to like normalize pedophilia because there's a lot of stuff going on with like TEDx talks.
Oh, really?
So there's a lot of that going on too. So it's like a weird, I don't know, like what's going on, but it's a little disturbing. It's kind of it almost justifies a lot of the slippery slope concerns people have. It's like, all right, it is getting a little inappropriate, like weird here.
Yeah, no, I remember. Well, it seemed like they had kind of tried a while back, like several months ago, and there was quite a bit of backlash against it because they were doing an interview with some guy who was talking about his attraction to some fucking little kid, and you know they were trying to basically, trying to normalize it. Essentially, I think it was it Salon? I don't know, but one of the fucking leftist peoples, and yeah, there was a big, huge backlash, and I don't know why they're trying it again so soon.
Yeah, it's a little bizarre. Like if you're gonna think of things that are gonna like slowly, you're gonna be able to slowly get like people on board with for your cause, like that seems like that would be last on the list.
Yeah.
Like, it almost seems like murder might be like an easier sell.
Right. Yeah.
Like, we're gonna just start killing people for fun. Oh well, that's not as bad as like messing with children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that too is a fetish. That is a sexual fetish.
No, I know. It's just like I'm just saying. Like it seems like if you were like that doesn't seem like where you would want to start.
No, I'm saying like that's how they would fucking frame it. Like, wanting to murder people. That's a fetish. We're adding that to the LGBT alphabet soup.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like my metal mind says, I may make tasteless jokes, but yeah, don't fuck with the kitties. Yeah, for sure, dude. Like, yeah, there's all sorts of things you could joke about. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
Whereas, what was it? Now I can't think of the Gross Point Blank. The guy is constantly being asked, like it's a hitman who goes to this high school reunion. For anybody who doesn't know. Yeah, with John Cusack and Minnie Driver. I couldn't remember her name. But I love the thing where, like, through the whole movie, people keep asking him, what do you do? And he tells them point blank, I kill people for money. And they're like, oh, does it come with medical? Do you get down with that? Blah, blah, blah. You know, it's a good vacation, that kind of thing. And what was it? What do you call it? She talks to him and she's like, you joke about the terrible things you do. You don't actually do them. You know, like that was an interesting little thing to throw in there.
Pretty crazy.
Because it's like everything is fair game when it comes to humor, but you don't actually do the things.
Right. Except he actually did.
Yeah, except he actually did, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like the joke is becoming reality. Like, people were like, oh, it must be, all these creepy people just really want to mess with kids. It's like, oh, yeah, no, wait, no, I guess maybe. I don't know anymore. Like, some of these extremists, like, maybe that was their whole goal. Who knows? Let's see here.
Society.
I want to throw out
breakdown of society is fascinating to watch, dude.
Oh, man, I put up a little short thing on what's going on in San Francisco right now, and it's crazy. They recently did a study, and there's human feces and used needles on every single block in the fucking city, almost.
Good job, San Francisco.
Well, they hand out needles, they give free money to the addicts, and they won't arrest them. So it's just like a perfect storm that they have a huge heroin epidemic right now.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, they were showing pictures of people in the BART, and it literally was just people lined along both walls of the fucking tunnels in BART. All the walkways just injecting fucking heroin right there.
Wow. So the cops won't even arrest them?
Human shit. It was crazy.
Wow. So the cops won't even arrest them if they see them doing that shit, huh?
No, apparently they have a policy where they just don't arrest them for it.
Jeez.
And then you throw in with the influx of homeless people, it's insane.
Right.
They literally have maps now that you can get. Like you can go online and find maps to help you avoid the poop.
Jesus, dude. That's so fucking bizarre, dude.
Well,
Like,
and
it
they're
really
looking
does
at
seem like, again, I hate to keep advancing this theory. I don't throw it out that much, but yeah, I have I'm throwing out the theory here that I really feel like my social media feed is from some other wacky, bizarro dimension.
yeah,
Like, I don't
exactly.
recognize this fucking planet that is described in my social media feed, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. It blows my mind. And they're one of their plans is to hire like 10 more people. They're already spending like tens of millions of dollars on this issue. But literally, they're what do you call it? They're going to hire like 10 new people to clean up needles. That's their solution.
Wow, just hire more people to clean up the mess.
Yeah, it's like you're not addressing the base of the problem.
Yeah, you're treating the symptom instead of the actual underlying cause.
It's one thing to set up a safe space for people because people are going to do heroin no matter what you do.
Right.
But it's another thing to just basically say we're just going to let everybody do it anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous, man. Yeah, no, I mean, I can understand you not wanting to necessarily prosecute addicts. Like, I'm kind of on board on that a little bit, being an addict myself. You know, I would have hated, like, I was fortunate enough to never get arrested or, get in any legal trouble because of my use. But that's just, again, for me, just pure luck. But yeah, I mean, I would say at least, like, fucking, if they get busted, give them the option. Like, look, you can either go to jail or go to rehab. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't think you can totally legalize certain drugs. I just don't think it's a good way to go.
Right.
Methamphetamine, I don't think should ever be fully legal. That's just not a good plan. PCP, same thing. Heroin probably is not something that should ever really be legalized.
LSD should probably be illegal.
Yeah.
I've done I did a bunch, but that's not for everybody.
I enjoyed the hell out of it when I did it. I just don't think that, it should necessarily be a legal thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I did a lot of fucking acid. Yeah, I did a lot. Oh, hello. But yeah, I mean, I did a lot of acid in my youth. But yeah, that is a very hard drug, and that shit can go sideways on you very fucking easily. If you're not pretty mentally stable, dude. Even if you are, if you have any kind of issues, man, at least occasionally that shit'll come out if you're fucking doing enough fucking acid.
Yeah.
And anybody that's a little screwed up in the head, it's going to bring that shit out, and you're going to have
you're going to have to deal with that shit, and a lot of people can't.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Red Noise is in Seattle. There's a councilwoman trying to get taxpayers to foot the bill to give junkies real heroin to curb break-ins. Apparently, they already just bought a van for a mobile safe injection site, which is ridiculous.
God damn.
Yeah, it's have the government send you a free van to fucking shoot up in. Yeah, I think there's a fine line between figuring out a way to modify the justice system to be more effective at getting people to be like off the stuff.
Yeah,
and just giving people license and saying, hey, anybody who wants to just travel here from wherever, this is a free place to do all these drugs.
Right. Yeah, why the fuck would you stop? Like, dude, I'm thinking of me as when I was active in my addiction. Why the fuck would I ever stop?
Well, in a lot of cases in San Francisco, they're not only giving them free places to do it, but they're actually giving them free money in the form of benefits that they can then, like, there's no way to make them spend it only on, like, food and clothes and shelter. They're spending it on drugs instead.
Right.
Oh, they bought the van in Seattle because they weren't legally allowed to use the building. Oh my god!
Wow.
And and the break-ins thing is a huge issue because there was something like 70,000. It was 30,000 or 70,000. I can't remember which one it was because it's a video I watched a while ago. Like car break-ins over the last year.
Wow.
So 365 days a year, that's like thousands of cars a night.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
But yeah, that's the thing, man. It's no matter, especially fucking heroin, any fucking opiate. You, it takes so much, it takes more and more and more to get the same effect, or not even the same effect. That eventually you're going to be either giving people thousands of dollars a month, or they're going to have to go beyond what you're giving them and fucking stealing shit.
Well, it also it highlights a big part of why building a wall is actually a really good idea. Is it would actually put a stop to a lot of the heroin that's getting in.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely
well, also underscores a big issue with the influx of supposed families.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, more than half of them are coyotes and kids pretending to be related.
Right.
The majority of it is human trafficking. If you read some of the stuff that people who've actually worked in the camps, like provided medical care and stuff to the people in the camps that form,
right.
I mean, most of these kids are getting raped, beaten, starved, abused, dehydrated. Some of them just get killed.
Yeah,
I mean, it's insane.
Disturbing, man. Yeah.
And it's like, and if we don't just let every kid in, if we stop doing that, then there won't be a reason to send them.
Right.
That's why we want to stop it. It's not because, we hate everybody or whatever or anything. Like, obviously we want to cut back on immigration, but like the way it's being done right now with this open borders nonsense is causing so many people like pain and death and suffering.
It's making crime pretty goddamn easy, especially drugs and shit like that.
Yeah,
and plus, like you said, anyone smuggling across, I think it said especially like females, it's like more than half are getting some kind of fucking sexual abuse, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fucking disgusting.
The lie of it is that the part that really bothers me is the countries they're coming from are not war-torn hellholes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can understand if you're talking about like maybe Venezuela, but the majority of these countries, they're poor, but they're not the worst place in the world.
Yeah. I mean, Mexico's getting kind of bad with the cartels, but it's still not the same thing.
They killed 100 politicians over the last several months. There's a big push to try to get socialism in power in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
The lefty socialist guy who's telling them to just fucking stampede the border. It looks like he's probably in bed with the cartels and having a lot of rival politicians in a lot of other areas killed.
Wow. That's fucking Jesus, dude.
Yeah, they're fucking cleaning house. The cartels are making a big power play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which
basically all the politicians are going to be, either in bed with the cartels or dead, or
too scared to argue.
Right.
They may not agree with what the cartels want, but they're not going to argue because what is it? It's either bite a bullet or you get a bullet or you get done what they say, and it's like, well, I mean, that's what happens when nobody's going to stand up to the cartels. Like, you have to have. Everybody needs to stand up at once. It's you can't just keep allowing them to walk all over your people.
Yeah. Yeah, because they'll execute any who fucking snitches on them. Like, it's really fucking disturbing, dude.
Well, they need to do like an Elliot Ness thing, like where they just hire a group of people to go through and just wipe out the cartels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in Mexico they're not doing it. Like, I think there's just too much corruption already.
Because anybody who's halfway decent is trying to get out of the country altogether instead of fix the problem, and it's like, well, it wouldn't be such a terrible place to be if everybody who was halfway decent didn't leave to try to work somewhere else.
Yeah. Trying to get the fuck away from all that shit.
Yeah. It's like, solve those problems. Don't come and bring yours to us. Not interested.
Yeah. It might actually benefit us to actually fucking do something to help them there, dude.
Honestly, if Mexico was willing to allow it, I wouldn't have a problem with our military going in and wiping out the cartels.
Yeah. Yeah, that would actually benefit us, dude. Yeah.
Well, the unfortunate thing is I don't think that's possible because I think a lot of the people would just immediately side with the cartels and try to help them.
Right.
For no other reason other than it's outsiders coming in.
Right. You would think they'd be fed up at this point, though, like, and be like, "Yeah, come in, please help us." You know what I mean?
It's like Afghanistan. You know what I mean? The people that were backing bin Laden were not like good people who helped everybody.
Right.
But the second you have other people from another country coming in to kill them, hey, these are our people, buddy.
Yeah, that is weird. That kind of ultra nationalism.
It's like going into a domestic disturbance, man. You know, as a cop, you might be helping that woman stop getting beaten, but it doesn't mean that like she's not going to suddenly fucking turn on you and try to stab you for trying to, arrest her husband.
Yeah, right.
Even though she called you, or vice versa,
Yeah.
like that he's not going to fucking come after you when you arrest his wife, even though he called you.
Yeah, it's fucking just kind of just a larger scale of that fucking mentality, I guess.
Yeah, it's human. It's a really basic human instinct. It's like, this is my tribe. You're not my tribe. What are you wiping out people in my tribe for?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were killing a lot of random people for nothing in this tribe, and it was awful. But you're not from here.
Yeah, who are you to try to tell us what's right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fucking just fucking humans.
Well, that's what I'm saying is better and safer for us to build the wall, cut back on immigration, and just stay out of it until maybe they ask for help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh no, we definitely cannot just go in there, dude.
What I mean, until they literally are like, we really want you guys here, kind of thing.
Yeah, we can kind of float the idea to them, like, hey, if you ever get to the point where you actually want to clean this shit up, let us know. We'll help you.
Exactly. Even if it's just training people.
Right.
Like even if it's us training their military.
Right. Like, anything, man.
Yeah.
But I think it's just too corrupt at this point, man.
Well, I'm right now. I think the U.S. needs to isolate a lot more. We need to go like serious isolationism, because there's so many places that are like, oh, America is evil and stuff like that, but they want to take our money, and it's like, let's cut these fuckers off, and see how everybody likes it when the U.S. doesn't get involved.
Right.
Let's be like, all right, you guys think we're evil, then we'll just stay out of it. Good luck.
Yeah, leave you to your own devices and see how well shit turns out.
Yeah, wait until people are like, oh, maybe the U.S. wasn't evil. Maybe their intervention was actually for the benefit in most cases. Like, don't get me wrong, there were still situations where the U.S. has intervened that it was completely out of line. Like, regime changes, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you can't undo the past, good or bad. You have to move on to the future. And the future to me says, just get the fuck out of all of this and let them rot until they realize, oh shit, maybe that was a bad idea.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's like somebody who's slapping you in the face and telling you that you need to you owe them money. Like, you should let them borrow money because you have more.
Goddamn.
All right, but something a little funnier here. A little more cheerful.
Yeah. No, I think we've had too much upbeat shit already today, dude. Yeah.
We've already talked too much nice stuff. We should get more sad stuff.
Let's go with something dark and disturbing and depressing.
I thought this was fucking hilarious. Ron Perlman, ever the font of idiocy. He's all, did I ever tell you about when Harvey Weinstein told me to make sure I shook his hand at a charity event? So I stopped in the men's restroom and pissed all over my hand, then went straight up to him on the receiving line. I think about that every time little Donnie opens up his KFC. I don't know what he's talking about, but like, I think he's proud of this.
Wow.
And it's like, dude, you didn't have the balls to stand up to him or just to admit like that you shook his hand because you didn't want to fuck your career over.
Right.
Neither of which I could respect. Like, you're making a ton of money and you're like, look, I got to shake this scummy fuck's hand once so I can keep making a ton of money. All right, that's cool. You know, yeah,
Who the
he's
fuck
gross,
is
but
who the fuck is little Donnie? Is that Donald Trump Jr.? Is that who
I
he's
can
talking
only
about?
assume it's Donald Trump Jr., or something along those lines. I don't know. I don't really care.
Nah, I assume that's what. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I'm not even sure what
Yeah,
the fuck this has to do with the rest of the story.
yeah, it is a little weird. Although I guess he's saying that he did it. Maybe he's saying he did it to Donald Trump Jr. too, or he's going to. I don't know. Like,
I have no
yeah,
fucking clue,
yeah,
man. I
yeah.
think
That sucks,
he's
man.
trying
Because
to make sound
I
like
like
a
Ron
bad.
Perlman, man. He's been in a lot of the fucking movies that I really like, dude.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think he's trying to sound like a badass and make and be like, yeah, that guy's too much of a pussy to do what I did. I pissed on my own hand. Like, oh, well, you know,
That's disgusting. You pissed on your own hand, you sick fuck.
like,
I
and you
guess
didn't
it could be
really
worse.
prove anything. Like, you didn't actually take a stand or do anything to like
Yeah.
resolve any of the thing. You didn't stand up to the guy. You just shook his hand anyway,
Mhm.
and he
Yeah.
probably never noticed and probably doesn't fucking care anymore.
Right. Yeah, urine sterile. It's not like it was going to make him sick or something.
Well,
You
and
know?
even then, I'm sure, like, after he fucking spent a few minutes shaking hands in a fucking crowd, he just immediately rubbed on some of the, what do you call that, the hand sanitizer shit, if he's got any clue.
Right. Yeah. How much Ron Perlman piss got passed around before that happened, though?
Oh, I don't know, man. Yeah, did he get piss on everybody behind? Oh yeah, his piss would have been on everybody's hand behind him
Yeah,
in that
shook.
line.
Yeah, that he shook after that. Yeah.
I just, like, to me, that's not a brave or awesome thing
No.
to do as much as just like a weird, creepy thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Is he still doing method acting for his Sons of Anarchy character or something?
I have no fucking idea. Oh, Mad Metal says, yeah, Perlman hates Trump. Yeah, I've seen I used to follow Perlman because it was like, it was just ridiculous the level of hate that this man had.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, it
man,
sucks, man. Because like I said, I like him as a fucking actor, dude. He played
yeah.
Hellboy, man. Fucking Hellboy,
Oh yeah,
and other things. But
those
yeah, it's
fucking
fucking
movies. I love those movies. The
yeah.
Hellboy
The
movies with
Hellboy
him in it,
movies.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
love the hell out of them. Great movies.
Mhm.
And if he plays Hellboy, I'll go watch it again.
Yeah. I can't help it. I fucking love that character.
Oh, I forget what it is, like Mutant War or Mutant World or something like that. I mean, he's been in a lot of movies that are a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was in one of the Alien movies, wasn't he? I think Alien 3 or something.
I've never watched any of the Alien movies. I really should.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I never watched any of them.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But
Yeah. Prince Valiant. I don't know if you've ever seen Prince Valiant. Not the old frumpy one from the fucking 60s or 50s or whatever, but there was one that came out around the probably the late 80s that was actually pretty good. He played a character in that.
Might be interesting. It might be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know why I repeated that. That was weird. Like, it came out of my mouth the second time, and I was like, that was fucking weird.
It seems kind of patronizing, dude. Like, I'm getting the opinion that you're not really finding it interesting, dude. Like, you're just mocking me.
Well, I'm trying to think if Prince Valiant, like the comic from the newspapers, or is there more to the story?
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, apparently. Yeah, that was what it was based on, I believe.
Okay, I actually kind of want to watch that then, because I don't know that I ever really followed the comics, but I'm sure that's going to be like a weird fucking movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was all right, dude. Who was in it? Katherine Heigl, way before she was famous, before she was well known.
Before she was well known, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, she's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her character's pretty good. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Perlman's character's pretty good. It's pretty not a major. It's not like the starring role or anything, but yeah, his character's pretty interesting. Trying to see. Let's see. Because yeah, I know I've seen one that was from. Let me see if I can find out when they both came out. God damn it, I can't fucking type for shit. Yeah. Okay, so there's one from 1954, and that one's like Yeah, I guess it's all right for the 50s or whatever, but it was
I'm
just a
sure
little
that
too
would be
stuffy, dude.
that would be a trip, no doubt.
Yeah, right. Here we go. 97 is when this one came out. Let's
Okay.
see. Yeah, so the great King Arthur rules in the legendary citadel is Camelot. Knights of the Round Table commit. Okay. Yeah, so let's see who's in it. Stephen Moyer, Katherine Heigl.
It's based in the kingdom of Camelot. Okay, okay. Now I'm placing this story.
Right, but I remember the clothes or whatever that the dude wore were the same as the comic strip thing. So that's why I figured like it's got to be connected.
That's got to be weird to watch.
Yeah. Well, they pull it off okay. It's not as bizarre as you'd think.
Darn it. I kind of wanted it to just be like a little weird. You know what I mean? Like,
well, watch the one from 1954 then, dude, because that is very colorful. Like they really just said, yeah, just match everything up.
Exactly. Oh, well, that's early on in color film, though.
Yeah.
So that was when they were like, everything goes because we can do color all of a sudden.
Let's make everything fucking pastel-y and just almost fucking head hurt.
Yeah, make your fucking eyes bleed. Right. Oh, let's see.
It's too much color. There's not this much color in fucking real life.
Oh, one of the Dreamer students got picked up by ICE immediately after being released from jail. She made a fake shooting threat on she made a fake Facebook and made shooting threats against her school. And so basically, as soon as she got out, ICE picked her up, and her whole family was like, she didn't know what she was doing.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, they thought that her fucking attorneys thought that if she pled guilty to a misdemeanor, ICE would just be like, move on. It's like, nah.
No,
they're trying to deport her right now.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what should happen, though. I mean, like, that's exactly what you should do in that case.
Yeah, it's going to cut down on anyone else doing it. That's for goddamn sure.
Absolutely. Oh, there's a poll for a poll that the 72% of Americans believe establishment media deliberately reports fake news. Like, I feel that's low. I kind of feel like there's got to be less than 28% of people who like literally still think the news is honest, but I don't know. There's a high population in like California and New York.
Jesus. Yeah. Nope. They're objective.
I don't know anybody who. Why would you believe any of them, man? Blows my mind.
That's the reason why I get my news from people on fucking YouTube. You know what I mean? I want to hear people that are at least making some attempt at being objective, or are at least being honest about when they're sharing their opinion and when they're sharing facts. Well, I like Matt Christensen a lot, dude.
Matt Christensen, he's pretty even-handed, with a lot of this stuff.
Kind of infuriatingly so sometimes, but yeah.
I'd rather him hold his own personal values than just satisfy whatever I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but there's sometimes when you're just like, come on, buddy, you're being a little too. But again, even that's pretty rare, dude. He's a good dude. He seems like a really good dude.
Yeah. Oh, hey, fuckwad in the chat. It's one of those things where you can also find a lot of really accurate news on Twitter because you can find people that were actually there talking about it and then research it further.
Right.
So you can get lots more. You can corroborate things, so you can actually have more of a chance of being like, yeah, that probably is an accurate story because it's being corroborated by X number of people,
right,
who live in the area, kind of thing. But there's just it's so difficult now.
Yeah, too many. There's kind of too many sources too. That is definitely an issue, I guess. Dude, I looked up a picture of the Prince Valiant thing, and I have to reconsider my opinion about how well they pulled off making it look like a comic strip. Okay, I got to share this because.
All right, I had a feeling, man. I had a feeling it was going to come out looking pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's not horrible, but it's not good. Now that I look at it with older eyes, I guess. I don't know.
In your memory, it was better.
All right, yeah, check it out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is not pulled up, but that is pretty similar to what he looked like in the comic strip.
it
Yeah,
is. No, that's absolutely
yeah.
really accurate to the comic strip. I cannot argue against that.
But yeah, again, I don't know what my memory was, but they did not pull it off as well as I thought.
No, for sure. That's pretty funny. I like that.
It is a good
It looks
movie.
like a
I swear to
12-year-old
God.
playing like a character, like playing pretend with his friends, man.
Right.
Like a little kid. He's just like, I found this toy sword. You want to play princes and knights with me?
I swear to God, it's a good movie, people. Check it out.
I'm gonna have to now. I don't think I can avoid it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's on YouTube. It seems like the kind of movie that might be on YouTube.
Yeah. I wonder if Netflix has it. You know what? I'm going to check. I'll check it out. Yeah.
Oh, you can buy it off of YouTube if you want.
No.
Oh, that's right. There was a cartoon series of Prince Valiant.
Oh, was there?
Like an actual cartoon, yeah, from 91 to 94, 65 episodes.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't remember that, oddly enough.
I bet if you watch a couple episodes, you might remember it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can find the whole movie on Netflix or on YouTube. Usually you can. I mean, that's I found both Zapped movies on YouTube. Zapped and Zapped Again.
Is that the Scott Baio ones?
I don't remember who the guy was, but they're fucking great. I think Scott Baio was in the first one. When he's like the first guy that gets the telekinetic powers and is like making chicks' clothes fly off and shit.
Yeah, dude.
And then in the second one, it's a different guy, and he finds formula that was left from the first movie to drink, even though that there was never any drinking of any of that stuff in the first movie.
Right.
Like in the first movie, a bunch of stuff gets accidentally mixed together, and then it falls on the ground, and it fucking explodes in a puff of smoke, and he gets telekinetic powers. Right. And in the second movie, there's like a formula left behind that only works for a short period of time when you drink this prune juice with it in it. And you're like, but that doesn't make any sense. What?
Yeah, that was the 80s, right? I mean, the 80s were just a fucking coke-fueled fucking ridiculous mess, dude.
Oh, it was glorious, dude. It was so fun. Both of them are great, though, by the way. They still hold up. They're still hilarious to watch.
Wait, is it intentionally hilarious or unintentionally hilarious?
Honestly, I kind of think both.
Yeah. So is it closer to the so bad it's good kind of thing, or it's
it's so bad it's good. It's definitely not like a quality film.
Right. Okay. I just wasn't sure what angle you were going with that at.
I mean, this is like a high school fantasy where like the guy gets powers and he can make like girls' clothes fly off.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You're starting with
Can
that.
you imagine that film like that being made like nowadays, dude? How badly it would get
I'd love
protested.
to fucking see that. I'd love to fucking see that in the theaters. Like people would be spitting fucking blood. They'd be so mad.
Right. Damn, dude.
Oh god, they'd be fucking having apoplectic fits. They just fall over from fucking giant fucking embolisms in their fucking brain popping out of anger.
Dude, there's a lot of shit from then. Dude, there was a fucking Saturday Night Live sketch with Chevy Chase and Richard Pryor that I remember watching, and I was like, there's no way this could get made nowadays. Basically what it is, the premise is he's doing like a job interview. Like Chevy Chase is the guy interviewing Richard Pryor for the job. Basically he's doing, all right, let's do some word association. And they'll do some, like, just tell me what comes to your mind when I say this word. And like at first they're just normal words, but then like he starts going in, like he'll say like tar baby, nigger, like fucking words like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, this movie could not be fucking, this would fucking be like total outrage if this fucking shit was made today, you know.
But the reality of that kind of humor though is it's taking something that can be serious,
and joking it,
making it into a joke so people can like see how ridiculous it is. Like you're not advocating racism, you're making it into a joke.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, humor about race is not necessarily racist, dude.
Yeah, you're taking the power away from that kind of hate when you do that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of funny watching Richard Pryor just get angrier and angrier at each fucking racial epithet he fucking says.
But he really wants the job, so he's like, fucking, yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, but he's so angry at the end that Chevy Chase is like, look, we're going to pay you 3 times as much. Just, you're going to be the highest paid janitor ever. Like, all right. Damn.
Oh, damn. The final insult. We're only hiring him for a janitor.
Right. Yeah.
Although nowadays, I bet janitor is a fucking dream job for a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're working McDonald's, you'd much rather be like the janitor that's working in an office building getting paid a decent wage.
Yeah, this is true, man.
God damn. That just kind of blows my mind. It blows my mind that, like, that's probably a really good job now.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy, man.
Oh, did you see the socialist chick won the primary in New York?
Oh, really?
She beat out like a 30-year incumbent for one of the Senate seats in New York that's going to be coming up.
Holy shit.
For the Senate.
Not even the fucking House, the Senate. Holy shit. Yeah,
to me, it's like it's just like more example of the what do you call it? The ideology kind of taking over.
Yeah. So do you think the Democratic Party is just going to go ahead and become the Socialist Party?
I don't know. If it does, I'm going to start worrying about Nazism again.
No shit. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the first step is the getting a legitimized socialist party that's a major player, like that has contention for like actually taking control.
Yeah. Yeah, and
like
in Germany,
there are some
not a lot of people know that, but there was not the Nazi Party or whatever did not hold a huge amount of seats by the time they took over.
Yeah,
it just fucking stopped them, dude. They're so fucking like scared of them or whatever that they're just like, fine, take over, just don't kill us.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work here because the people are armed.
Right.
So I'm not as concerned.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not the same thing. It's still a little disturbing that it's getting to that point.
Well, I mean, we've already got blood in the streets, man. We've got these extremists going out and just attacking and trying to kill people in the streets already. So
yeah, this is true.
But it doesn't really get very far because, like they can only really do that when they overwhelm people, and they only overwhelm people in like small areas, thankfully.
Yeah, they definitely pick their battles where they try to act tough.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you did that in Oregon. Great, now try it in Texas.
Right. Yeah, what happened when they tried it in Arizona, dude? Fucking dude got a pepper ball to the nuts.
That is still one of the funnier videos out there on that.
Sergeant Pepperballs. I'm still so proud of that, fucking coming up with that, dude. Sergeant Pepperballs of the Antifa Army.
Oh man, what a trip! Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, there's some aspects of socialism that we've had in our government and in our system for a long time, and I think people would agree are mostly for the better, though probably need to be reformed. Like a lot of the safety net kind of stuff that we have, like the Medi-Cal and Medicare, and then like welfare and unemployment and like workman's comp and kind of stuff like that. Like those are obviously socialist,
right?
Like programs. They're not capitalism at all. Like close. But like some of them may have gotten out of control, but they're not like at their essence like a bad idea.
Right.
It's just you can't have pure socialism.
Yeah.
Then you get like Venezuela. It eventually turns into like communism, more or less, and just people start dying. Like it's not a great plan.
Yeah, pretty more. Yeah, but dude, it'd be different here, Stabby. Didn't you see?
Oh yeah, but if we did it here, it'd be different.
That wasn't true communism.
That drives me fucking nuts.
Dude, seriously, man. Like, you guys are fucking delusional, man. Like, yeah. No, we're the only ones that can do it right. Those people they just didn't do it right. Yeah.
Well, that's like if Domino's patched a few fucking potholes, and all the anarcho-communists or capitalists were like, "See, that's who build the private road. That's who build the roads." It's like, yeah,
That
dude,
was so fucking
that's how it
hilarious.
works. The same concept of just like absurd, like ideological. Like you're so devoted to this ideological nonsense that you can't see reality in front of you.
Yeah, nope. For sure, the Domino's patching up those potholes. That is a slippery slope, apparently.
I'm sure that Domino's spent at most, or is going to spend, or whatever, if they even do it. I wonder that they're even going to be allowed to do it. I wonder if like the cities and the states are going to be like, you can't just go fucking work on roads, dude.
Right, right.
It's not okay.
Yeah. Well, if they foot the bill, honestly, I don't have a problem with them slapping their fucking logo on a fucking pothole, filled in pothole.
But I can't imagine that there's not at least some red tape to go through.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, and they have to finance the whole thing. Like, you got to pay everybody. You got to pay the road workers crews that already exist, that already work for the government. Like, you got to pay their salary and pay for the, parts and labor, essentially.
Well, I wonder that they wouldn't have to pay those companies to do it for them, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't just get the equipment and do it yourself. Like you could for a private road, but you're working on public roads, so it has to be people that are licensed to work on public. Like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like those road crews that I assume work for the government, right? I assume they're government jobs.
They may just be contracted.
Yeah. That's true nowadays. That could very well be. But yeah, either way, you're paying for that shit. You're paying all that shit, and on top of that, you're paying for the advertising.
Yeah, you could have like a permit or something to have the advertising put on the patches.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I was fucking watching. They were replacing the bot dots on one of the highways down here, and I've never really seen how that works. But it's literally like a truck driving down the road, and a dude just kind of hanging off a little seat down near the ground on the side of it with a hammer and a fucking chisel.
Wow.
And he just fucking like chisels off the fucking bot dot and puts the new one down and with new glue.
And it just Are you talking about the shit that divides lanes and shit? The bumps?
Yeah, the little bumps are called bot dots.
Okay. Yeah, I'd never heard that expression, dude. Yeah.
It's the guy that made them was bots, and they're bot dots.
Yeah.
And, so
yeah, see, like, they don't have those here. So yeah, never heard of the guy.
Oh, the reflective ones, the ones that like reflect light back at you, so they're really bright.
Oh, right.
Those ones have to be replaced every so often because the more like grime and dust and grit gets ground into them and kind of dulls them out.
Yeah, it constantly get ran over.
10 years, you put down a new set of fucking bot dots. 5 years, whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, I would imagine, especially in like areas like LA and that, anywhere where there's heavy traffic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got to get down pretty quick.
Well, in Southern California, I'm sure it's worse because there's probably a lot more sand in the grit.
Right.
It's going to do more damage than just like your regular road asphalt dirt. But that was a trip. Like that's how they replace them. There's no machine. It's just some dude in a fucking low-hanging chair under a truck, fucking leaning out with a fucking chisel.
About as low tech as you can get, dude.
Like awesome. Chisel one and a hammer in the other, and a fucking lap full of new bot dots to put down.
That's fucking great. Should have got film of that, dude. That'd be fucking awesome.
Nah, I couldn't. The CHP was there.
Fuckers.
Cell phones are illegal. Yeah, you can't have them in your hand in California. You're not allowed to be driving around with them.
Oh, right.
No, we're still going strong, Noob Nation. We got like another like half hour, 45 minutes or so to go at least. So hi to Noob Nation in the chat.
Yeah, I'm managing to play my game and talk and be engaging, I think. So.
But yeah, I guess when they have a guy hanging off a truck like that, it's not like just machines doing work or a whole bunch of people. They had like CHP on both ends of where he was driving down to like keep people from like driving like crazy people.
All right. I'm ramming into him accidentally.
Yeah. Keep everybody to make sure everybody actually slows down like they're supposed to when they see the here it's like I think the advertisement is slow for the cone zone.
That's adorable.
Yeah, but you're supposed to slow down to like 10, 15 miles an hour or so when there's construction.
Yeah, actually, I think so it's not just the highway, right? Like those things are on the surface streets too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. All right, because I think when I was there last week, I saw there was a couple of days where or actually just one day where the lanes were closed on the main road by where we were staying. So I'm pretty sure that's what they were probably doing because it was done pretty quick. It was only there for like one day.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. Yeah, the only thing I would have just not gone there, but I needed to get the strawberries. It's the only way to go down to drive down. The only road to drive down to go get the strawberries that we get from this farm nearby that is like candy.
Oh, right.
And then they also had some fresh raspberries, which were fucking awesome.
Nice.
So we got some fresh raspberry jam in the fridge now, and then had raspberries over some vanilla ice cream last night.
Yeah.
Fresh raspberries on vanilla ice cream. Oh yeah.
Dude, yeah, that was fucking awesome. Yeah, we didn't get any there, and for some reason, almost every time we go to the strawberry place, where they give you the option of either picking them yourself or fucking paying a little more and just getting them. But yeah, for some reason we didn't do that this time.
Nice. That's too bad. Yeah, some of the strawberries are fucking beyond crazy. The ones I want to get are they have like albino strawberries in Japan. Because apparently in Japan they're like crazy big, and strawberries are like the super romantic fruit, so they're super expensive. And they grow a bunch of different varieties that you can't really find anywhere else, including the ones that are just white. Like they don't turn red, but they're just like really sweet, juicy strawberries. You could pay upwards of like $100 for a couple of them. Oh, some of the fruit in Japan, it's super fucking expensive.
A bunch of varieties of strawberries and also a bunch of varieties of Kit Kats, dude.
Yeah, all the Kit Kats.
Do they have like 20 different flavors of Kit Kats over there?
Oh, I don't know, something like that. Opal was talking about wanting a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think somebody did a video. Who the fuck was it?
Oh, a bunch of people have done videos on trying the Kit Kat flavors.
Yeah, I knew I'd seen somewhere. I can't remember who specifically, but yeah,
there's like a fucking there's like a checklist of just shitty things that every YouTuber has to do.
Right. Like, yeah, you gotta get the food from this country and this country.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta try like these kind of candies from these different countries. You can usually get like 3 or 4. It's like all the sort of blogger style, personality based channels.
Right.
You gotta get all those, and then there's like you're gonna have to do like the chubby bunny thing where you shove marshmallows in your mouth. At some point, you're gonna have to do the stupid ice bucket challenge. They always end up doing the cinnamon challenge, and then at some point they're gonna eat some sort of hot pepper. And then try to do something while they're like in pain and miserable from the hot pepper.
Right.
At some point, they're all going to do each other's makeup, like or cross dress with their boyfriend or girlfriend.
Right. Damn.
I'm thinking because there's only a couple more. At some point, somebody gets fucking raw egg thrown at them. Like that's
I don't think I've seen that one. That's fucking weird.
And then at some point, there's like blindfold makeup challenge. And that's usually either they do their own makeup blindfolded or somebody else gets blindfolded and does their makeup or something. I don't know.
That's weird. Fucking yeesh.
And then
I don't know why the ride thing reminded me of fucking How To Basic for some reason. Well, no, that's pretty obvious why I thought of How To Basic, actually.
Yeah.
Like every single video, there's going to be eggs thrown, a bunch of eggs thrown at something. It's just a matter of time. I fucking love that channel, by the way. But
it's one of those things where like I'll watch a couple of videos every so often, but like I've seen so many of them now, it's almost like Epic Mealtime. Like Epic Mealtime,
like you know what's going to happen.
Videos,
it's going to start out normal, and very quickly it's going to fucking get violent. The food shit's going to get violent. Yeah.
It's the same exact thing over and over, and it's always going to make them money, so they're not going to stop doing it, but it doesn't really ever...
Yeah, the formula is not messed with. It's just the same thing over and over.
Like the blogging channels, that's the thing that gets me is like, I don't understand how people can keep watching all these kind of like bloggy people because it's all the same fucking person. Like there's no fucking difference. And like 90% of those people are fucking, you could easily replace them on each other's channels and nobody'd fucking know.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah,
it's very formulaic and just, and I don't see how you find somebody that interesting for that long, dude. Like, haven't they pretty much said everything that they're gonna fucking say? Like, pretty quickly, I would imagine, and then it's just kind of on repeat. You know?
Well, there's the formula. It's so formulaic, but then again, it's like, you know, sitcoms are huge. People love sitcoms, and those are all going to do the same shit every time a new one comes out.
Yeah, it's just slight variations of the same general themes and tropes. Yeah.
I bet you if you had a channel where you just killed all the bloggers, like one after the other, in like increasingly funny ways, that'd probably be pretty big.
Right. Yeah, make it so.
But there'd be like a time.
I was thinking about shooting video of me trying to make that the German bee sting cake, dude, because that thing doesn't look as easy as it should be.
I say go for it, dude. Why not?
Yeah.
One of these
days can't be on camera though.
Well, that ought to be entertaining. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'll find some kind of mask to wear because my identity. I can't have all my legions of fan, finding out what I actually look like.
Oh, there you go. You got to be careful. I'll have to I'm gonna have to pin Engelhardt down at one of these points and be like, dude, we've got to film these fucking like just the reviewing food things.
Oh, right.
Like I've got all those pickled eggs ready to go.
Pickled eggs.
Found a recipe where you replace apples in an apple pie with fucking like Ritz crackers.
What?
It's like an old Depression era like thing where you make a pie out of like crackers and it's supposed to be like an apple pie, but it's cracker filling instead of apples.
Does it somehow taste like apples magically, or
it's supposed to? It's supposed to be sort of like apple pie.
That's weird.
I don't know. I'm not making it to try to make it like apple pie. I'm under no illusion that would be what it comes out like.
You just want to see Hearth try to eat a fucking cracker pie?
Pretty much. I just want to make a pie out of crackers and be like, look, Hearth, look what I've made. And now you have to try a bite. I'm gonna try it too. It's not like I won't be part of it.
Right. Yeah. That'd be fun. That'd be fun to watch.
No, I assume everybody hate watches us, to be honest.
Yeah. Everybody's watching. These guys still doing this. Nobody's watching, dude. What the fuck is wrong with these guys?
It's like a slow torture. It's like, man, I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, it's like a wreck or a car accident. They just can't. It's just so awful. These guys are so awful, but they won't stop.
The other one I saw was how to make a meat cutlet thing out of the peel of a grapefruit. So you take like the peel of a grapefruit off, you scrape off the grapefruit zest off of it, so it's just the pith, just the white fucking fluffy pith stuff. Then you bread it and deep fry it. And it looks kind of like it's a little meat thing. And it's one of the things they used to do in Cuba when they would because they didn't have any food, like during the famine. They would make cutlets out of the fucking pith of grapefruits.
Man, it's crazy, man.
Like, why would I not want to make
that? Crazy the shit that they find.
I mean,
pure necessity, dude. Like,
yeah, that's exactly that.
Let's figure out some way to fit it up or do something with it to where it's cool.
Yeah, and I also want to do some of the frozen foods because there's some crazy fucking like TV dinners and shit out there that we should try, and just like, especially in California, there's some weird weird dietary kind of stuff. I'm sure it would be interesting at the least.
Or
some of the really cheap dollar store shit.
All right.
Like that's gonna have to be some of it, because they have some weird frozen stuff in the dollar stores and places.
Yeah. Give me dinners for a $5. Yeah. Although, who is it? What makes one really small? You know, they're like not even like a full portion, but I think those are on.
I'm breaking up or you're breaking up. I can't tell which.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Am I still breaking up?
Yeah, you're getting kind of robot-y. I was like, I'm not sure what he's saying.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Yeah, it's still doing it.
Yeah, it's still doing it.
All right, let me fucking jump off real quick, and I'll jump back on.
Oh no! Now it was good.
I threatened to leave, and then it's like it starts out.
Nope, now it's going back out. Try jumping off and is it just is...
And I'm gonna drop off and jump in.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, a bit of the botting for sure. Yeah, it was I couldn't figure out what he was saying for most of that. I was like, I'm sure it's interesting, but I can't hear him. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have to cover that 10 most dangerous countries for women list that the US is on. That none of the Middle Eastern countries is on.
All right, what did I miss?
Oh, I was just saying, like, I was going to move on real quick because I have a list of the top 10 most dangerous countries for women.
Yeah.
So this little suspicious, little fucking suspicious. Iraq and Iran are not on here. Oh, now that robot is bad. Okay, here we go.
And the United States.
Yeah, is on number 10. But there's so many other countries that are just like, there's no question, substantially worse than the United States for women that they just left off here because they wanted to make the U.S. look bad.
A robot.
Like Iraq, Iran, any of the other Middle Eastern countries, most of the countries in Africa.
Mm.
Like, it's crazy nonsense.
Yeah. You're starting to run a little bit. Hey, still doing it? Is it still doing it?
Oh, maybe it's my connection. Yeah, it looks like maybe we're both roboting. Hold on, let me check the chat. Because you're roboting really bad for me.
Yeah, still, huh? God damn it.
It comes through clear every once in a while. Fuckwad says they ask the experts in quotation marks. Expert. X equals has been, per equals drip under pressure. Why would you ask someone with those credentials? Oh, we both keep botting, so it's probably like a combination of both our internet service or just mine, one or the other.
Yeah, no, let's just say effort.
Yep,
contributing to it.
But I thought that was pretty funny that they left like Iran and Iraq off. They left all these other Middle Eastern countries. It's like,
what included the United States. Jesus, dude. Yeah, that's pretty fucking sickening.
Like Indonesia, I don't think is on there. Let me see.
That's pretty ridiculous, dude. Like, really, you think women are better off in Iran or Indonesia or any of these other countries? They're safer there than in the U.S. All right.
Yeah, like Oman, Yemen, Somalia, Ethiopia. Yeah, there's a bunch of places where you gotta be like, really? Okay then.
Yeah, U.S. is horrible. Move to these Middle Eastern countries where women are so safe.
Well, I really would love to see the criteria.
Yeah. How are you defining safe? Well, yeah, they never get to leave the house. They're kind of locked up there. They're totally fucking safe in these countries. They're
Let's
not,
see.
they don't really have any freedom, but they're safe.
Yeah, I just typed in "Welcome to the new Hangout" now with robot action because we're both botting in and out.
Oh fuck! Yeah, you're kind of breaking up now too. Like it's not roboting on my side, but it's like just not like the sound's choppy. Like it's not all coming through.
Nice. Oh, Venezuela just hit a new milestone: 1,000,000 bolivars for a cup of coffee, about $10 in US, $10.50.
Damn. Yeah, I bet inflation's just out of control. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they basically just like eliminated the reason for most of the people that actually do anything to do anything. So,
Right. No, Hugo Chavez is a great man. Ask Sean Penn.
yeah.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah.
Oh,
That
where
shit
was
fucking
that?
cracks me up.
Did I save that, bookmark that? There was a great fucking quote. Yeah, I don't think I kept it. Darn. There's a great quote where it was talking about how like ridiculous it is that people look at celebrities and think, yeah, that's the guy I want to listen to. Like they just have mistaken them to be like educated, well-informed people instead of like what they are as like actors and actresses.
Yeah, people who don't really live in the real world, essentially. You know what I mean? Just by virtue of what they do for a living, they don't have a fucking firm grasp on what reality is, dude.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see the little kid that got the lady called the police because the little kid was selling bottled water on the street?
No, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, 8-year-old was selling water in front of her apartment building. And everybody's pissed at the lady called the police. I don't know, man. I don't really care either way, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a dick move for her to fucking like. Why did it bother her so much? Does it say?
Oh, I don't know. She was upset that the girl was like blocking the street, even though she really wasn't like taking up much room, like plenty of room for people to walk by.
Right.
And it was like, it's sealed bottles of water, so I don't care. I'm always a little bit like, I don't know. I'm sort of a caveat emptor though when it comes to it. Like if you're buying like lemonade at the lemonade stand, like you're taking your own chance on how clean that stuff is.
Yeah, especially if the kids actually made it.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully the parents, were supervising and made sure hands were washed and stuff like that. But realistically, good luck, buddy.
There's more fecal matter on this lemonade than there are on the streets of San Francisco.
Is that possible?
Sorry, I just had to do a little callback to the earlier.
God damn, that blows my mind that there's human feces on almost every block in San Francisco right now.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude.
It's intense. Literally, there's a bunch of homeless people in tents along their streets.
Jesus, dude. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty fucking insane, man.
Apparently sounds like a shitty competition to me. I think he's talking about Zimbabwe and Venezuela because their currency is real bad. Yeah, San Francisco, like, look, I posted a video not long ago, but, like, it's getting bad.
Yeah, it sounds like it's basically getting overrun by fucking junkies and fucking homeless, dude.
Dude, the video is, like, it's ridiculous. Like, it does not look like a United States city at all.
Starting to look like the favelas in fucking South America.
Pretty much, but that's essentially what it's becoming because there's so many people, and a lot of the people that they're saying they're homeless there now is basically because of the housing crisis.
Wow.
Basically, the thing is, it's like you get these illegal aliens that come in, they suddenly get all these benefits, so all this money goes to a bunch of people that don't even belong there. And suddenly, like all these people who've been, living in San Francisco for most of their life and have worked a job and were able to pay rent, are suddenly forced to compete with all these people that are getting free money, and they can't afford the same places they used to live.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, it's part the people that are competing and taking jobs for like nothing, who are all working like under the table illegally. The
Right.
other part is the housing market there is just the cost has gone up so high because there's so many tech firms.
All right, right. Yeah, and they need to start relocating tech firms to a new spot.
Well, I mean,
It
they
kind of
do.
moves around, like it was Silicon Valley, then it was fucking
Um,
Washington, and now it's San Francisco.
I want to say there's an area in Wisconsin where it's kind of starting to get techy.
Oh,
Oddly enough,
Wisconsin. Wow, that'd be interesting. Because
well
it's almost
the
always the West Coast, dude. You know what I mean?
well it was so cheap. Like the land was so cheap that a few tech firms moved there.
Mm.
But Wisconsin supposedly has pretty good employment rates.
Mm.
Like their
Yeah.
employment is starting to go up pretty good. I don't know, man. It's a weird.
That
Um,
would be awesome, dude. I would love to have the uh, yeah, Wisconsin be the fucking tech capital. That'd be fucking awesome.
I like fuckwad. No, leave them there. Why ruin the rest of the country with hipsters? I don't advocate them moving. I just don't know. I just know that I think there's an area in Wisconsin that's starting to become like a techie area.
Mhm. But dude, that's such a fucking awesome mix, dude. In my opinion, like it's so, you know what I mean. You got like the dairy farms and regular farms, whatever, and then you're
Yeah,
mixing that with tech firms, dude. I think that's great.
that would be interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, then you could just I don't know, grow all sorts of weird shit and like it'll all get eaten by the hipsters.
Right, right. Kale over there in Wisconsin. God damn it.
New Nation wants to know, are they still up their own ass? Presumably the San Francisco people. Yeah, of course. That's where all the shit
Hey,
comes from.
come on, pretension is required. You got to be pretentious, dude. If you're in California, if you're in San Francisco, whatever. Yeah,
No, I'm in
New
California.
York, San
That
Francisco.
did that automatically make me better than everybody? That's how that worked.
Yeah,
Like,
automatically.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
New
have to
York and
actually do
California. I'm
anything
telling you.
or accomplish anything, right? I mean, it's just I'm from California, so I'm better. But New York is mainly only New York City, though. They're better than everybody in New York City.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's always. I should always use that disclaimer. Yeah, exactly the opposite. Essentially, upstate New York, exact opposite. Fucking the New York City area, dude. It's a bunch of rural fucking word. Yeah, it's about farms and fucking that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Very.
Oh, yeah. Roboting. I can't get like 1 out of 3 words.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, is it still doing it?
It's going back and forth. So like I think you were talking about upstate New York being mainly just like rural farm area.
All right. Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm from upstate New York. It's a bunch of little towns.
Yeah.
Like I said, the town I was from had like maybe 1,000 people in it. There's a bunch of towns like that all throughout. It's again the exact opposite of New York City.
Oh yeah, absolutely for sure. It'd be hard to find anything that's not going to be or that's going to be anything like New York City. New York City kind of is its own little thing.
Yeah, just a gigantic fucking metropolis, dude. Sitting on the island of Manhattan. I guess it's all the boroughs, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's all crazy. It's all crazy, man. It's all crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? Damn it, I had a thought in my head. It's gone. Oh, so there are some people on the in Congress that are trying to like push for some form of censure to Maxine Waters. Um, she actually legitimately called for people to harass all of the people who work with Trump.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm amazed that people are defending that, dude.
Yeah, it blows my mind.
Like like out to eat. I don't know, man. I don't protein.
Yeah,
really out. Like, dude, at least do it at her fucking job or something. You know what I mean?
I'm amazed that they're not arresting these protesters out in front of people's houses. That's not legal.
Yeah.
You're not protesting at that point. You're just harassing people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And especially considering, like, yeah, that lady in that house you don't like. What about all the neighbors, man? They didn't do shit.
Yeah.
They just
and
happened
dude,
to
how fucking terrifying is that? Dude, I would be like, that scares me, but I'd be fucking terrified if there's a mob of fuckers outside of my house.
Roll up on that shit with giant fucking canisters of mace. Just mace the fuck out of everyone and then put them all in jail.
Yeah.
It's like, go ahead and protest them.
Because, I mean,
you know, public areas like in parks and by, you know, federal buildings or whatever. But it's like the 1% protests. It's like, yeah, you're protesting the banks, but you can't live on the fucking bank's property or on the sidewalks and shit. Like, that's not fair to everyone else. You know, like, that doesn't necessarily agree with you.
Right.
You can't block the fucking.
It's pretty
fair.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck! I would like us
like, you know, protest in office or wherever their job at, I guess. But yeah, dude, outside the house, that's just fucked up. Or again, inside the restaurant, it's just bullshit, man.
Well, I'm really sick and tired of people being held to such a ridiculously high standard that nobody gets to be a person.
Right.
You know, like, anytime somebody says or does something even remotely offensive to anybody, everybody's got to call them out and be like, look at the picture of this person who said this thing I don't like. It's like, all right, fucking really? Can we be done with that shit now? Because it's getting old.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like,
it's fucking ridiculous, man.
Do we fire Roseanne for saying something mean once to one lady? Like, that's why.
Right.
You know, do we go after, I don't know, whoever said something stupid on the other side of the fence? A lot of people. Like, no, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. No, especially the Roseanne thing. I really think they should have let the audience decide. Like, if you're that
they're coming out
off,
with the spinoff. It's going to be the Roseanne show, just without Roseanne.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I'm not joking. Wow. Jeez, they were at least talking about it seriously. I don't know if they're going to end up doing it after all, because everybody was like, "You're out of your mind. Like, fuck you. You can't have Roseanne without Roseanne. It just doesn't work."
Yeah, even though, again, I like all the other actors and shit in there pretty much, you know. But yeah, it's just not the same, dude.
No, yeah, I want to see what they do to write Roseanne out of the story.
Yeah, that would be interesting. It'd be kind of funny if they just never acknowledged it at all. You know what I mean? Like, didn't even fucking come up with a bullshit story. They just never mentioned the fact that Roseanne's out there.
Just get like some other fat lady to play the character.
And get Melissa McCarthy in there.
Oh, there you go. And just not ever like address it.
Yeah. Like, hey, you look different today. And that would be the only thing that you ever mentioned. Like the first episode, hey, you look different today, honey. And then never acknowledge anything from about it ever again.
Yeah. Oh, Fuckhard would like to let us know that not the people from Staten Island are not like the rest of the people in New York.
Okay. Yeah, they're all different. Staten Island different. Long Island. They're all there.
No, as far as I know, like the boroughs are all different. Like, what is it? Brooklyn, Staten Island, Long Island, the Bronx, and then there's like one more. I can't remember. Like Manhattan, maybe.
Yeah, the boroughs, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten Island, and is it Long Island? Is Long Island one
I
of
thought
them?
it was Long Island. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, Bronx, Brooklyn. Damn, that's gonna drive me nuts now. All right, I'm gonna have to look it up now. Get down, dog. Down, you brat. Sorry, the dog's inside because it's 110 out, and this dog will not leave me alone.
Yes, Mad Metalman. Pray, pray the sun goes supernova. I don't know, man. That's a trip.
Queens.
Queens.
Dude.
You're right, Queens. It's not Long Island. It's Queen. Long Island. Yeah. It's like maybe that's New Jersey.
All right. No, I think Long Island's still New York, but it's not one of the boroughs.
It's just not one of the boroughs. Okay.
Yeah, but it's right there. I mean, it's you know what I mean. It's not that much further out, if I remember correctly. And I mean,
yeah. Dude, I saw a dude who was running a fucking like those the little fucking you rent a room through the fucking internet.
Like Airbnb?
Yeah, I think it is where like people rent out their spare room kind of thing for a couple days here and there.
Right.
Make a little extra money. This dude was running an Airbnb room, but it was his fucking bus that he lives in.
Oh wow!
It's like a little, like the short school buses for like the special kids.
Right.
It's one of those, and he like converted it into a place where he lives. He lives on this bus, and he'll have like upwards of like 6 to 8 people to like live in there in New York.
Wow.
And like the bathroom is like fucking. It's like a weird porta potty that gets set up on a platform, like just in a corner. Like there's no real privacy. Like you could hold a curtain up if you really wanted privacy when you use it. And I'm just like, can you fucking imagine? You go to New York and you're like, oh, I got this Airbnb. I'm going to be able to like crash out on this place for super cheap. And you get there and it's a fucking short bus. And there's already like 6 other people living there.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
And you just paid a whole bunch of money to fucking sleep on like some fucking weird concoction of like dirty clothes and like pillows. You know?
Right.
That'd be the fucking worst.
Great. Oh man. Yeah, going into that unexpectedly, like what? There's a bus here. Is this supposed to take me to the place where I'm staying? Like, nope, that's it, buddy. That's where you're staying.
And he's apparently found one of the few places in New York where you can just park and they're not going to harass you. I'm amazed. Like that's just I would have assumed anywhere in New York they would be like, you can't live in a bus on the street, like in New York City. Although then again, I don't know, it's New York City.
Yeah, although the fact that he's running a business out of it, I'm surprised they haven't kind of busted him for that.
Well, the Airbnb thing, like I don't think anybody gets busted for that. A lot of people basically like a lot of people that have tiny houses eventually get sick and tired of living in them, or they just live in them for like a little while until they can afford a full-sized house. Like they save up all their money because they're paying such a small amount for what they're doing. So like, in 10 years or whatever, they move into a regular house and they're like, no one wants to buy a tiny house. The vast majority of people who want one want to do like a custom made one because they're so cheap.
Yeah.
And so
very niche market.
It becomes a real big Airbnb thing. A lot of them will rent it out as like Airbnb.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude. Like, people are okay with renting it out for a day or two. But nobody wants
essentially,
to
because most of them live in like, general, like, or they live near at least major cities. So they'll just, people will pay to come and check it out. And then there's like, I think there's a website that just is for finding tiny houses to rent out for like a couple of days for people that just want to see, how realistic is it to
actually live in something like that.
Live in such a small space. But I would assume that the tiny houses are probably like twice the size of a lot of fucking apartments in like major cities anyway.
Right. Yeah, I think of how people, there's like anybody who travels for their work is essentially living in hotels. Like, you know what I mean? That's not a much space. Although I guess they normally have a house or a place to live besides being on the road.
Well, I mean, realistically,
But
what
still,
you need a place that you can sleep that's protected from the elements, and a place where you can store like a small amount of stuff, like a reasonable, like clothes and food and stuff like that, and a place where you can prepare and eat meals.
Yeah,
And bathe. Like, although you can get away with having like a gym membership, like you could have a gym membership and just go take all your showers at the gym.
Yeah, or if you have a truck stop nearby.
Either way, yeah. There's other options for that, but I mean, you'd preferably have a place you can bathe there, I would assume.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's what the tiny house is, and usually it's between 150 to 200 square feet.
Yeah,
and I think there's a lot of apartments that are like 100 square feet in like New York.
Yeah. You can go in for $3,000 a month.
I know there's a lot they're that small in like San Francisco that people are paying like a couple grand for. So
yeah, it's fucking crazy, man.
I couldn't do it. That's insane. Like this one chick, she ended up, the only way her room worked, like, because the room she had was so small, was she had to have like this crazy loft bed that put her bed like 3 feet from the ceiling, and then fucking have her desk underneath the bed, so she could do her like schoolwork and shit.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Again, I don't need a lot of space, but goddamn, that would drive me fucking crazy.
Well, and imagine if like you brought some chick home to bang or something, and you're fucking, all right, let's climb the stairs to my loft bed.
Right.
Be a little weird.
Yeah, especially if you're drunk or something. Like, holy shit, I'm not climbing stairs. I'm not climbing ladders.
Yep.
That's just a bad idea.
Although it worked out, because like when me and my friend stayed at this chick's place, like I had an air mattress on the floor, and my friend, like, her and the girl like shared the bed. So I mean, I guess. Yep. But they're fucking the kitchen, because that was like one bedroom, and then there was like 2 other bedrooms where these other 2 dudes lived, and the kitchen was like the size of a fucking postage stamp.
Right.
Like
just a hot plate.
It was like hot plate. It had a full stove and oven. They were just like micro sized, so there were like 4 burners. They were just really tiny burners.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, and then you couldn't so you could have more than one person in the kitchen if the person was sitting at the table, but they would not be able to get out unless other people left the room.
Jesus, dude.
And like the hallways, there wasn't enough room in the hallways for people to pass by each other.
Wow.
So if you got, like, if one guy was coming one way down the hall and another guy was going the other way down the hallways, you just had to back up until you found a room or like something to back into and let the other guy by.
Jesus, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. And at the time, I was in pretty good shape, so it's not because I'm fucking fat now like I am, but I wasn't that fat at that point.
Right. Yeah, even no matter how fat you are, still be able to pass through a fucking hallway, dude. Whether you're fat or not. Yeah.
Well, the skinny people that lived there still couldn't pass by each other.
Yeah.
Unless they wanted to get to know each other real well.
Damn, dude. But yeah, I remember that someone was looking at houses in like or places in New York City, and it was something like $3,000 a month for this place that was essentially just I think it was less like around 100 square feet, and all it had was a hot plate as far as like cooking. And the kitchen was essentially just a hot plate kind of stuck by a wall somewhere.
I like that. That's what they call the kitchen. They're like, well, we put a hot plate in there, so you have a full kitchen.
Right. All right. We'll call it a kitchenette. It sounds better.
Oh yeah, it was like the fucking cutesy terms for like we couldn't figure out how to fit an actual kitchen in here.
Right. Yeah. Let's spin this. How can we spin this and give it a cutesy title?
Yeah. It's a boutique. It's a boutique.
That's pretty good.
I don't know, man. It's fucking, that whole thing is crazy. Like the real estate in those areas, in the major cities, is out of control. I mean, what was it? There was, I was watching a video where they were showing some of the apartments that you can buy, because you can buy apartments in New York, apparently. So, like, you don't own the whole building, but you can spend like $30 million and own like an apartment in the building. Which seems pretty excessive. But like that's pretty regular there, apparently. Like these fucking multi-million-dollar fucking apartments that you just buy an apartment. Like the apartment in Friends would have been like, I think something like $5 to $10 million.
Yeah.
To buy.
Yeah, and they worked at like didn't one of them just work at the fucking coffee shop or something?
So the weird thing about all these major cities is there's a lot of families that are in rent-controlled areas.
Oh, right.
Where, because they've lived in that apartment for so long, and it's essentially sort of passed down from like mother to daughter, father to son type thing. They've maintained these incredibly low rents compared to everywhere else in the city. And that's the only way they have like people to fill in at the service industry. Because otherwise, like, you know, the people who work at like the restaurants and all the coffee shops and stuff wouldn't be able to afford to live there.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
It just, the whole thing is pretty insane. Anyway, I think we're petering out at this point. Should probably call it a day.
Yeah, why not?
I actually almost ran out of topics, man.
Yeah, I think we did all right, though, dude. The roboting is probably making it pretty interesting. I kind of want to go back and listen.
I'm not sure I want to listen.
Oh, come on. It'd be fucking hilarious, dude. Or maybe not.
Very true.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right. I gotta go start cleaning shit up too. So I gotta get off the computer and start cleaning the house and stuff.
Yeah, right on, dude. Well, that should be it then.
All right, man. Excellent having everybody with us today. That was cool that you guys stopped by. We had Red, Jinx, Mad Metal Man, Noob Nation, Fuckwad. Thank you all for joining us, man. We'll see you next week on Thursday or Sunday night.
Yeah.